core goes from context to objective to request and then to the expectation, each following its own structure and can clearly define what each phase of the prompt is. Now, earlier I actually written a core prompt myself, and I'll walk you through each step here. So here's my context. So if I just get rid of this here, I replace with my core. My context is that I'm trying to write a Playwright test on this website. I want to test both the login behavior and edge cases. I want to run in headed mode so that I can easily see what's going on in the browser. It's straightforward enough. So that's my core, the context I'm giving the AI. Next, I need to give my AI an objective, a mission to follow through when creating prompts. So its objective is it needs to create tests based on failure and behavior and whatnot. Another one are the requirements. I need to define the logical requirements in order for this AI to succeed in writing my tests for me. So I'm going to head and define my requirements. It says I need you to use the Playwright. I need you to access this website here. It needs to be in headed mode. And then here's the various tests that I need you to write up: success, invalid, login. So it's basically the requirements that I'm defining in technical terms. And that's really going to give the AI what it needs, all the resources it needs in order to write up my tests. And lastly, AI cannot function properly without giving a few examples. So I'm going to give it some examples. For instance, this is the actual valid username, and this is an actual valid password. If I actually look into the website I'm trying to test, that's actually a valid. These are the valid username and passwords I'm using. So if I were to actually log in, standard user, and then do secret sauce, it should be able to give me a valid login here into this example web page. So that's pretty much the gist. But here, compared to our prompt in the beginning, we've given a lot more specific prompt in a more structured way. We gave it its context, its objective, requirements, and examples to follow through in order to improve its accuracy in defining our code. Now lastly, I'm going to switch the mode from agent to plan because I want to see what the AI is trying to put together before actually implementing anything. So now it's in plan. I got my everything good. So I'm going to go ahead and execute. Again, this is an empty project right now. I'm pretending that we're starting off from scratch, and a lot of the work from starting from scratch is setting up the dependencies, the files and needs, or overall everything in order for the test to run smoothly. But with AI, we can make the process a lot smoother. So it's asking, yep, we want that. I like that it's actually asking permission to do various things before actually planning it out. And this is why planning is actually pretty good rather than jumping straight ahead into agent mode. Because with the planning, you can actually see what the AI is thinking ahead of time before actually implementing anything. So the plan is for configurations. It needs to create a test file and folder called login.spec.typescript, and here's the tests that it's going to create. And then it gives me the command, which is pretty nice. In case you don't know any Playwright, it gives you the commands it's going to run. And then, like I said before, it's going to help set up an environment for success with the various files it needs to run Playwright. So I said, good. This looks good to me. I like the plan here, so I'm going to select Start Implementation. And with no hands, I'm going to watch AI create the Playwright test environment for me. Just need to verify some stuff like, yep, this looks good. The package looks good. I made my git ignore, config file. Now I created my test folder and my test file login.spec, and now it's gonna run some commands. I said allow. Usually I wouldn't click allow immediately, but for the purposes of this video, I'm just gonna do it and let AI do most of the work for me. So say yes. And then here we go. It's actually running in headed mode, which is amazing. It's a perfect all test pass. Great. It ran the test for me as well, which is pretty nice. And it gave me instructions on how to run. I'm going to go ahead and keep everything. I want to look at the newly created test file it created. All this was able to be created by GitHub Copilot. It created me 5 tests based on the plan it gave me earlier. It helps set up my environment exactly what I needed for Playwright. And, you know, just because I'm a stickler, I want to test it out for myself. So I want to make sure my environment's actually set up. So I want to do npm install. See, okay. Everything's all good to go. That's great. Let's move on to Playwright install. I want to make sure everything is all good to go. All right. And finally, I actually want to run the tests here. So Playwright test, and I want to see it in headed mode because I like seeing the browser work. So it's running the 5 tests. You can see it's in headed mode. It just flashes through the tests, and great, 5 tests passed. Wow. So in the span of a few minutes, with some core framework prompting here, I was able to create 5 tests, and with some basic edge cases here, help set up my environment for Playwright so I can further improve the environment if I need it. But everything is good to go, and I'm set up for success because of how I structured my prompt in the core framework.